Now, because this model has already been made up and everything else, and I've already textured it, I don't want to have to go through all the texturing again. So what I'm going to try and do is get onto the Element 3D layer and go into where the car is, which is this, and see if I can, in fact, so if you click onto this here, you'll now get the meshes that you need to be able to turn off on this car. What I'm going to try and do, instead of the way you should do it, and that is to save the car with no tires, like just the body, and then save the tires separately, I'm going to try and turn the tires off on this, so that all I need to do then is just save the wheels in Cinema 4D, and I won't have to change all the texturing that I've done on it before. The only problem with that is, I believe, is that the discs wouldn't be able to turn. But anyway, so let's take a look down here and see what we can turn off. Now there's a tire there, so we can turn that one off. We can turn, that's the other side off, obviously. That's that one, and that would be that one. So we take a look. All the tires have gone now, right? So in that model, all the tires have gone, which is, you know, what we want. So if we go OK, we now have a car here without any sort of tires. Now, as you can see, this obviously would turn normally, but at the moment for this tutorial, I'm not going to bother doing that. So what I need to do now is to go into take the car into Cinema 4D and basically separate the wheels. So I've just got the front wheels, the back wheels. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I've opened the model up in Cinema 4D. This is the Model B. I've already done, sort of made the doors slightly different, taking the window out. And what we need here is not the body or anything, we just need the tires, well, the wheels. We need the front wheels and we need the back wheels. Right, that's all we need in this. So if you click onto the wheel, you will see that it selects everything on there except the disc and the caliper, which is basically all in one. And I could separate that, but I'm not going to bother at the moment because I don't think it's going to make a great deal of difference. But what we need is the front tires, and this, if you hold the shift key down and click on that, now you've got both the front tires, sort of thing. Now in other models you have to basically make sure you keep shift and select everything that you need for the front tires, because this just happens to be, you might have to select the hub or the wheel, and keep the shift key click down until you've selected all the pieces that you want of the front wheels, and not select the pieces that you don't want. The Lamborghini model I had is quite detailed and a bit more difficult than this one. So let's assume we got the front wheels sort of selected, which we have here, right? And as you can see, they're both selected on the right side, saying tire front left and front right. Now if you make sure you select them, right? And if you hold the Alt button down and click on G, it will put it into a null. So basically I'll put them into something together. So if you just now rename that FR wheels, right? So now that is your front wheels, your two front wheels, and that's basically all you want, right? For now, that's all you want. So the way I do it, and there's probably a lot easier way, of course, is I delete everything else now. In other words, I hold the shift key and make sure everything else is selected there above it, delete, and everything below it, and delete. So now I just got the front wheels, right? And what I have also that you want to get rid of is that you have all these materials, right? Now there's only a few materials for the wheels. So if you select the materials for the wheels, like that. Make sure you select them like that, all of them, and you'll see that it's only those ones there. So now you can delete everything else except those materials there for it, because when you put it into Cinema 4D it'll come up with loads of materials, and you don't want loads, you only want what's for the wheels. Right, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go like this and save as, and I'm going to save this as front wheels, so my Camaro, and I'm going to name it FR wheels only, right, so that I know that's what it is. And don't worry about saving it as a Cinema 4D file, because Element 3D can handle it. Right, now the problem what we have here is that the wheels are not in the center. Now this is the center axis here, and unless they're in there in the right place, they're not going to rotate the way you want. So you have to have them in the middle. So what I do is I change the picture now. If I right click up here on this square up here, you can see my and click on there, and it'll give me 4 views, which is basically what I need. And then go over to the left and click onto this here. This is the anchor point thing. This will change the axis point, I mean. This will, once you've got that clicked, now you can only move the axis point and not the objects, and which is basically what you want. So you want this to be in the center of the wheels. So if we go like this, and it is a bit tricky, you want to get this into the center of the wheels, because if it's not in the center of the wheels, your wheel will not rotate properly. So if you just move it into there like so, that's the center of the wheel there. And let's take a look down here. It looks not bad. Obviously it's high up, but so now if you click off of that, now you can move the whole, all the wheels. So I'll use this picture here first and move it towards where it's supposed to be in the center, like so ish, and then this can go to here in the center. And take a look at the, now you want to just look at one of these pictures, this main picture here, you click on this box up here and double click it, and that'll give you your view. Now to me they look like they're in the center and the center of the wheel. So now I'm going to save that again as front wheels only, and yes, replace it. So that's your front wheels done. Now I'm going to do something a bit odd here. Now that we've already got, because I'm going to go back, undo, and see if I can undo everything. Keep going back, and I believe that's it. So now we have the car back to where it was, and now we can actually do the back wheels, and we do the same scenario here. Hold the shift, click on it. Like I say, this is just one click. Usually it's you have to make sure it's got, you know, all the pieces of the wheel selected, but this one is fairly easy, right? So therefore we selected those two. So now we've got those two wheels selected. We hold the Alt down and push G, and now we can double click on that and say BK wheels. So it's your back wheels, of course. And now what I can do is remove that and remove them. So now we just got the back wheels, but once again we have too much materials, so we're going to delete all these. I'll make this a lot shorter, I'm sure, when I edit it, of course. So there you have it. Now basically you just want to do exactly the same as you did with the front wheels. Right, so let's pretend that we have done that and it's turned out okay. Okay, so now I've done the back wheels as well. Like I say, normally you would do this all before you texturize it like I have here, because it saves you a lot of time. But I didn't plan on doing this, the wheel thing, but anyway. So click onto your pre-composed layer and then click on your 3D element layer and then click on Scene Setup. And I put the files of the front wheels and the back wheels in my Documents Video Copilot under Chevrolet Camaro, and here it is here. And if I click onto there they are there. And let's do the front wheels, and we'll use norms, auto norms, and then down here, normalize down here. I'm clicking on there as well. Makes them rather big, but we can always size them down to, don't move the wheels where they are, but just size them down to roughly what you think. I mean, that looks too big, but we can change it. And then get hold of your front wheels only, and left click and hold and drag until you come down out the folder. And now they're out the folder, and then change that to group 2 and click OK. As you can see, the wheels are completely nowhere near the car, obviously, because we've moved the car around a bit. So the way to fix that is to of course, but first let's go to group 2 here. So I can see it's already open, but group 2, open it up, create group null, create, and rename that to, say, front wheels null. Done. Right, and then click onto your main body and click on to position, control on a Yankee and hold, and these sort of positions for the car basically. And of course, if you made it different size, you could click on that as well. Alright, now make sure you're just on that and click edit and copy. Right, and now go to your front wheels, which is the front wheels null, and click edit and paste. Right, so now the wheels are roughly about the right, even though they're not the right size or anything. But now we can move the wheels where we think they should be moved. Right, so let's see where we can move the wheels along on the position axis and come along and down. Move them down a bit, and as you can see, they're a bit big, so we can scale them down. And this is all time consuming for you, if you understand what I'm saying here. So because I've got them so close now, right, I'm going to Pickwick, as in my other tutorials, Pickwick the front wheels to the main body null. Right. So now they will stay wherever, but I want to basically see if we can get this correct. Let's see, there you go. Right. So now I've got and I can think that they should be something like this. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. Right, so let's see if they rotate. That's the main thing. Do they rotate? And which one is to rotate? Is it Zulu? No, not Zulu. Edit on X-ray. No, not X-ray. It must be the orientation. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't want to have to fucking do orientation. Okay, so what I've done is I put the wheels on now. Now I had a bit of trouble with the back wheels. They didn't seem to centralize up to very well. So I used the front wheels. If you go into your, I will demonstrate. If you have trouble with one of your tires, sometimes the back ones or the front ones, what I did was I right clicked on the front ones and went down and said duplicate model, which basically gave me this, and I renamed this BK wheels, back wheels, and then dragged it out from the folder till it was redline, and then put it onto group 3. So those are the wheels. Now I noticed that the wheels are slightly different on the color sort of thing. So if we go like that and say, look, I want that to be, say, I don't know, chrome brushed metal, maybe. Try that. That looks a bit brushed metal. Let's have a look. Go OK. Yeah, I suppose that looks a bit better than maybe a drab one like that. Of course, it's like I say, it's all personal taste, so I'm going to sort of go back in there and change the other wheel now, and change these ones for the same sort of material. Let's have a look and go OK. There we go. Right. Okay, so what I did was, as you can see, it gets a bit confusing when you got the pre-comp and non-pre-comp. What I did was I moved the car to move out a bit faster. So if you take a look here, I've made it. I don't know why it's like that, but let's get rid of that. Okay. Right, so what you want to do is get onto your pre-comp layer, where you just start to move, right, and leave it right on there and make sure it's right on the keyframe, and then go into your pre-comp layer, and that will give you where your wheels are. And if you open it up, your wheels are basically going to move at the same time, right? Now I've got them moving at 112 because I want to pretend I'm, you know, getting out there pretty quick. So I've got both the wheels starting at exactly the same time, and they're both about 100, well, whatever. That one's slightly different, 50. That one says 50, that one. So yeah. So that one's 112. No, they're both 50. They're both 50. So yeah. So they're both going to go off the same. So if we go into the comp position there now, and I've got this on a third because it'll render quicker for us. So if I make it the size, and now it's going to render out, and now you see people talking. Now this tutorial is a little bit confusing, I know, because I didn't mean to do the wheels as well, but let's see what we got. See, there he's off, he's gone, he's away. So he's chatting away there, and he's having a go. Let's put it onto full and see what we're gonna. Okay, as you can see, I've got it rendered on full now. So let's have a look and see what it looks like here. It's not too bad, you know. Obviously, if you put some smoke in there and things like that, you'd be fine. You can always have the back wheel spinning faster, whatever. So yeah, that's basically it for now. I know it was a bit confusing, this one, and I lost it a few times. But yeah, let me know what you think, and hopefully this will help you. And got any questions, just let me know. Okay, so yeah, he's off doing business, working as a policeman. Yeah, he's a good man. He's a good man, and he's gone.